We are live. Okay, what up, Guru Nation? We're live like we do every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I don't know how long that's gonna be feasible, but it will be. We're gonna make it happen, Christine. Matter of fact, I'm tempted to go live every day for the foreseeable future. Don't quote me on that. Monday, Wednesday, Friday is good for now. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's do career pathways. You will have options because it's true, and this is kind of what we're talking about. So for those, Christine, I mean, you're a legend already. Christine is like I've a legend in this space, a legend from the comments on LinkedIn to taking over Clubhouse. Like you are basically the face of clinical research on Clubhouse. Or there's no face, but there's a voice. You are the voice. You are the voice of clinical research on Clubhouse. How do you feel about that?
It's very exciting. I feel lucky that we met and that we've been able to build our network on there and find even more people and more groups that are interested in this space. So it's very exhilarating and I wish that everybody would hop on Clubhouse. And we kind of took a break for summer, but I think we're gonna make a comeback. So everybody should hop on.
Let's see. I actually want to ask you a little bit about Clubhouse before we get into Latinos in clinical research because you are a brand ambassador for Latinos in clinical research as well. So thank you so much. You do a very good job. I think we have a meeting coming up soon, right? Is it this week?
Mhm.
I think I have to be on one of those meetings with you guys, with the ambassadors.
Well,
There's only three.
we have a meeting for LACR tomorrow. So everybody, if you're interested in joining, can go to the Latinos in Clinical Research website to get that link. But the next ambassador meeting is on the 24th.
Wow, this is why you're an ambassador, Christine. I forgot about the shout out for the Latinos in Research webinar tomorrow. If you haven't been subscribed to the email list, subscribe so you don't miss future ones. The email blast went out this morning, but go to latinosclinicalresearch.com. But before you subscribe or after you subscribe, click on the calendar. We have a calendar on the homepage, and you can get the link for tomorrow's Zoom. It's right there. It's on the link. And then, yes, thank you so much, Christine. Amazing. You're legendary. So, Clubhouse, you took summer off.
Mm-hmm.
So did I, but not planned. I just said, you know what? This is not growing. Shout out to Marjorie Guzman and Carla from Topaz for holding it down for Guru Nation Monday nights. But I've seen a slowdown in growth. Like, I don't know. Can you convince me why I should go back?
Well, one of the things that I learned was that small groups have better quality. So that's one of the reasons. When we first joined, it was all about who has the biggest group and how many people are in and, so on and so forth. But since then, I've joined a lot of groups that were actually smaller and they have more quality conversations, at a higher level. And a lot of people are able to share more deeper ideas and stuff like that. So I would say come back and maybe we do a poll and maybe not do it every week, maybe every other week or once a month and see who votes for the best day, and go from there.
Okay, okay. That you've convinced me. So yeah, I my plan was to do like once a month, and then I just stopped because I moved and life happened. So I took summer off too, Christine. But I'm back. It wasn't planned. It just happened. All right, so we got something else to talk about. It's not all about Clubhouse and Latinos and clinical research. Although those are a great topic. We can do entire live stream just on those. And if you're watching right now, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what you have to ask Christine. Christine is a CRA, former CRC. Can you give people like a 1 to 2 minute summary briefly of your career?
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting because I started in the medical field through ophthalmology because I got trained through the Air Force to become an ophthalmic technician. And then I started doing that on the outside because I was a reservist, or I still am a reservist, but at the time also I was a reservist. So Monday through Friday was open, right? So I had to find a full-time gig. So I went and I applied at an optometry office. I worked there for 6 months and then I moved to ophthalmology and they had clinical research. And I never really got the opportunity to participate in it until the second office I worked for. And we had a manager that really helped me out and learn the ropes. And he's like, hey, just get your GCP and we'll talk to admin and see if you can be part of the team, so on and so forth. So eventually that dream came true. So I became a CRC there for a short while. I moved to Lackland actually and got to work for the military for a little while. And then I went back to another ophthalmology practice and I started looking for more opportunities. And I earned a bachelor degree because I kind of felt like people say you don't need a degree, but it's really hard to get in if you don't have it. So I definitely did that. And then I just started networking. I got on LinkedIn. I learned the trick about the algorithms. You need over 500 connections. Um, Definitely update your resume every time you apply and stuff like that. And actually, once I got past that hump of the 500 connections, the recruiters started inboxing me. So that was really
Really?
exciting.
How
Hmm.
long did it take you to go from zero? Well, nobody starts LinkedIn with zero, but let's say like close to zero to 500. How long did it take?
I'd say about 2 months
Two
because
months? You went to 500 in 2 months? That's amazing.
yeah, it caps you out every so often. So you have to make sure that you're sending people messages because they are not going to approve you. So I know it takes a
Okay.
lot of time and effort, but it's definitely worth it, especially if you can, go from CRC to CRA or what other positions you want to have, project manager, or, maybe even a site manager or site director, who knows, just depending on your experience. If you've been in the field for 10 years, and you're a CRC, I'm pretty sure that you can get a manager position or even more than that. You'd be surprised once you get in the interviews and they start asking you questions and you just blow them away. They might offer you an even higher position.
How do you blow them away, Christine? Like what people are watching right now or maybe listening saying, "Hey, that sounds good. Like I have an interview next week. How do I blow them away?" Cuz they're
Well,
nervous. They're nervous.
number one, look up the company. Make sure that you know when they were founded, what kind of studies they do, what their therapeutic specialties are. Um, Maybe look in your LinkedIn network and see who you know from that company. See if maybe they can give you an introduction and have a 5 to 10 minute, introduction with them and see what they have to say about the company. Do your research. I would also say, like, just be prepared with your elevator speech. I didn't really know what that was until I took a class from a career networking group, and that was actually a really really good tip. So basically, if you were stuck in an elevator with somebody for like 2 to 5 minutes, and you had to tell them why you want the job, you
Scary.
know, yeah, it's really scary, but you should open your interview with that because just basically, 3 to 5 lines, who you are, why this job's for you, why you're the right person for the job, and whatever. And yeah, just
That's your elevator pitch.
yeah.
So what was your elevator pitch? And there was a scary movie on Netflix, I think, I saw it recently, or maybe it was Amazon Prime, with no name actors, but it was very scary. They were stuck in an elevator for like a day. I'm not gonna spoil it for people. Just try to find it.
What
So
was it
what was
called?
your elevator pitch? I think it was called let's see here, Down. It was
Down.
called
Okay.
Down.
I'm
Two
writing it
office
down.
workers. Yes, this is the one. Down. The movie is down. You guys only get this on the live streams here. You also get entertainment. Yes, this is the one. Down. It's kind of one of those movies that's like so bad it's good, but I don't know. I liked it. Kind of like Sharknado, but not as ridiculous. Because it's more plausible. Yeah, it was good. It's good. I think it's on Amazon. I don't know. It's either Amazon or Netflix. I can't remember which one. So, what was your on this theme? What was your elevator pitch? And yours was not. Yours was not a nightmare. Yours was a very good dream. So, what? How did that go?
Yeah, no, I basically just, told them who I was, why I wanted the job, why I was passionate about research, and we kind of went on from there, I didn't go into any of the negotiations about the pay until later on, or if it was with HR. I would definitely say maybe not to bring that up during the first round of virtual or in person. But the person that typically calls you, they usually give you a ballpark. So that would be before like an in-person or virtual, and you might want to ask them even before you move on to the next step. So yeah.
All right, so there's a lot. This morning, I got a question from someone, and I did a video on YouTube. Hey, I don't have a bachelor's degree, so I know I can't be a CRA, but and I say CRC is great. You went from CRC to CRA. You do have a bachelor's degree, but you were saying there's another career opportunity for coordinators that you just got aware of because of one of our good online buddies, Lindsay Summers, one of the best recruiters I know, the best recruiter I know in life
Mm-hmm.
sciences. So what is this? Give people like some motivation. Maybe somebody could like change their careers right now too.
Yes, so actually, I had no idea, and that you could be a coordinator and you could become a clinical research recruiter. Now, this is not for site recruitment or patient recruitment. This is actually for top talent in our industry. And yeah, so she was saying that you could actually go from CRC to clinical top talent recruitment, right? I guess that's what I would call it. And I think that's really fascinating. And it's a really good gig for anybody that's interested in something more around like HR versus patient care. Um,
But
of
why do they
course,
want like a coordinator background for that role?
well, to be honest, there's a lot of people in our industry that don't tell the truth on their resumes. So they got to have people that are experts that have been doing coordinating or have dealt with CRAs or other personnel that know when to spot somebody that's not telling the truth on their resume, unfortunately.
Yes, this is what the industry's do. I tell people all the time when I see this, like, don't do the. Come on, guys. The people are gonna know. You can't fool these recruiters, all right? And if you do, you can't fool your manager when they're gonna fire you the first week you're on the job because you're not who they thought they were. It's like buying a car from a used car dealer and then like the wheels fall off as soon as you drive off the lot. Like you're gonna take it right back and say, what's going on here? Okay, we got some questions. So thank you, David. Thank you, Zara. Thank you, Gazelle. Gazelle went CRC, CRA as well. I think she went ophthalmology also. She went
Mm-hmm.
from CRC, CRA ophthalmology. Side note, today actually, I'm going to meet with my doctor here in Yuma. We need a sub-eye ophthalmologist from my
Okay.
study. So I need
Mm-hmm.
to go. I need to get into that world and go find them. And there's two they have in mind. So I gotta go put on my sales hat. My sales hat's always on, guys. But Gazelle, shout out to Gazelle. She's the one on here. Lawrence, how are you doing? We got a good question. Parth, how much compensation can I expect with 4 years of study coordinator oncology experience? You want to tackle that one, Christine?
Well, Dan, you're always saying that's a six-figure one.
Six-figure CRA. That's not a coordinator, unfortunately. Okay, if you're the lead CRC at a big site and not an academic medical center, but like a private site, you could probably do six-figure as a coordinator if you're the lead CRC. If you're just one of several CRCs, you're probably looking, it depends where you are in the country, but like
Mm-hmm.
65 max out, I think. Maybe there's some incentive packages too, like, yearly bonuses based on recruitment or based on different milestones. CRA, that's a different story. Oncology CRAs, CRAs have to sacrifice more of their life, I think, because of travel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not an easy job. Everybody think, okay, CRA, it's amazing. Like once I become a CRA, I'll be happy. And it's like almost the opposite. You better make sure that you want to be a CRA because like it's very painful to do that every single day. Shout out to the CRAs like you that do that. Do you travel? Are you traveling CRA?
No, actually, I don't travel.
Okay,
I'm remote, but it's
much better.
definitely something that you have to consider when you're applying for the positions, right? Is it remote? Is it going to be in person? How much travel is it going to be? Is it regional or not? Those are all things that you kind of have to figure out, especially if you have a family, and
Yes.
make sure that the job fits you as well, because there's other positions out there that you might not have to travel for, like data management and stuff like that.
Right, data
So,
manager. Do you I need to get a data manager on to, because we get so many questions about data management. How do I get started in my career? I don't know. I mean, I think you just have to start somehow, like data management assistant. I think just
mhm,
like project manager, you were talking about PM, that's something that's on your radar. But you work for a sponsor, so those are usually better quality of life than working for a CRO. Can you kind of share a little bit about your day to day, if you can, as much as you can, of your job?
sure. So, we actually have a CRO. So a lot of my job has to do with communicating the status of the project to between the sponsor and the CRO. So it's actually been interesting, but I can say that it's different than jumping into a CRO where they're going to give you a lot of training. And it's a lot of just like kind of trying to learn things at a different level because there is no crash course. So I'm
Right.
actually taking it upon myself to enroll in project management courses through Coursera and also
Oh,
on
you've done that
LinkedIn.
already?
Hmm. Yeah.
And LinkedIn has courses too. I think it was you that was telling me that LinkedIn offers courses.
They do, and I would highly recommend them. Even if you get in there and you're like, I already know this stuff, it'll keep recommending the next level of learning for you, so you don't have to stop there. And I
Okay.
don't know if there are military members out there, but you can get free access. So if you're interested in that, let me know, and I can tell you
Christine,
how to get free access to Coursera.
I was gonna tell you, the whole military connection. I mean, I see you on Instagram as a reservist, so thank you for your service, by the way. I mean, my PI here, my new PI, he's a doctor, and he had his entire med school paid for by being in the Air Force and being a physician in the Air Force. And I think the reason why he ended up in Yuma is because they will typically pay. It was something to do with them reimbursing him for being in underserved area.
Mhm,
I think you probably know more than I do about that, but there's something where they'll like incentivize you to go in an underserved area, and then they'll either pay like all of it or like more of it. So that's how he ended up here in Yuma for the past 15 years or so. So I have a military connection, and I think of you actually when he told me his story. I was like immediately thought of Christine.
yeah.
And we're looking for ophthalmologists. And Gazelle says she knows sub eyes. This is a great monitor right here for ophthalmology. I know sub eyes in Phoenix and Glendale. Thank you, Gazelle. But I need them here in Yuma. There's only like three. I need one of them's got to say yes. Okay, here's another question. I'm interested in being a coordinator and recently saw two job listings, one for a research coordinator and one for a research regulatory coordinator. What are the key differences? You want to handle this one first?
Sure. So, research coordinator, you're going to be handling a lot of the patient care. Regulatory is going to be more of the investigator's type file and paperwork, dealing with the IRB and budgets, contracts, stuff like that. So, definitely everything in the investigator's type file. So, it just depends, like what where your heart is, and if you want to deal a lot with patient care or if you'd rather deal with paperwork. And both are good because you're advancing research either way.
Yeah, both are good, but Tyra, if you're gonna ask me, I would say research coordinator is better because you're a generalist. I highly recommend people become generalist where they learn more skills than fewer because you never know. I mean, look at Christine's career, and it's just starting. I mean, Christine's young. Christine's a baby. Like she's just getting started in this space. So for somebody to like, there's a value to being a generalist, and I would say go research coordinator. Usually, the more hats you can wear, the better off you will be in your career because you could put
Mhm,
more skills on your resume, and just a greater chance that someone's going to need some of those skills at one point. And if you limit yourself to too much of a specialist like a regulatory coordinator, unless that's the only job you can get, don't do that. But if that's the only job you get, do it. Because
mhm,
3 months later, 6 months later, you go somewhere else. Or
mhm,
they can give you more responsibilities. And this is where influence, persuasion, sales comes in. If you get hired as a regulatory coordinator and you tell your employer, hey, I've been here 3 months, I can do the regulatory, I want to also do this. It's their job at that point in a market like this to keep you happy. So you're planting
Mhm.
seeds right there. Like, look, I like it. I could do my job, but I want more. Not more pay right now. I just want more responsibility. You're planting seeds, and a good employer is going to think, okay, well, I need to give Tyra more responsibility. She's going to go find, another place where they will give her this. So it's all supply and demand, guys. And right now, you are in low supply and high demand clinical researchers. Matter of fact, clinical research job recruiter. I think that's such an important paradigm shift
Mhm.
that maybe we need to focus on it some more. So basically, they're looking for somebody, Lindsay is looking for someone with clinical research coordinating experience. Did she specify how many years?
No, she didn't. She just wants somebody with experience as a coordinator. She
There you
didn't.
guys go again. How much do you know? How much of a generalist were you in your 6 months or 6 years? This is why it's important. Do you think if Lindsay interviews a regulatory coordinator, because technically you're a coordinator, she interviews a regulatory coordinator for this 6-figure position, and let's say the regulatory coordinator was there 5 years, and then she interviews a research coordinator who's a generalist, only been there for 1 year. I don't know. If I'm Lindsay, I'm picking the 1 year because that's more of a generalist. So that's a perfect
Mm.
example right there. Like a practical, people like practical. How does that
Mhm.
affect me? So this is a huge. There's so much need for coordinators and other positions that their job recruiters companies are willing to hire former coordinators because they know they're generalists to be recruiters. You could basically double your salary, maybe even triple. I mean, if it gets any higher, I'm gonna have to like throw my head into this because this
Oh
is
yeah.
amazing. Amazing opportunities, guys.
Yeah, she said it was starting at 40 a year. And
Okay.
then, but you can make more because you get incentivized depending on how many positions you fill.
You get incentives. This is where you gotta emulate Christine, be on Clubhouse, be on LinkedIn in the comments. She's always, if she's not a co host on this thing, she's in the comments there with you guys, right? With Gazelle, who does remote and local travel. Gazelle's amazing. CRA Academy graduate from our first class. Hello, Linda. How's it going? Or Dr. Mora, I should say. Susanna, do you think age is a limit when being a CRA? What do you think? Christine's shaking her head no.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say that it shouldn't be right because that's a discriminatory topic.
Yes.
But
Yes.
no, it shouldn't be as long as you can travel or if you let them know you have some requirements to do remote, then I don't see why that would be a limit.
One of my favorite CRAs is turning 90 or might be like mid 80s. Uh, I mean, she's been doing this for at least 30 years. And she's a contract CRA. So there is no limit when, like, for age. And the politically correct answer is it's illegal, which
Hmm.
is more than politically correct. It's the legal answer. However, we do know there are companies that do discriminate, unfortunately. There's roundabout ways of discriminating. So I would say that age is not an issue with most places, but I'd be lying if I said that it's not going to slightly work against you when there's a lot of travel required and you're newer, just because there's companies out there that are going to look at that. So unfortunately, it's not like the same as a 20-year-old who goes out, like, oh, you're 20 years old, no family, you're a no-brainer for CRA, like 30 days out of the month to travel. So that, but there's also an age where like kids get out of the house, and now you're on the other side of that too. So you know, I agree with Christine what she said. It shouldn't be an issue. For the most part, it's not. But I'd be lying to you if I said it's never an issue because there are companies who will. look at that, unfortunately, and that's illegal. But there are legal ways for them to do it to have the same outcome. So just want to give you guys like a real answer. But otherwise, don't let it stop you. Like there's plenty of opportunities out
Mhm.
there. Plenty. We have CRA Academy students, sometimes in their 60s, take our course. So
Yeah,
don't let that stop you guys.
and you're not going to put your date of birth on your resume. I mean, that's just a no-no. Maybe
That's
just
huge.
your name and your email, and that's about it.
And this 80, I think she's like 85. She would never come on the show. She's very shy, but my favorite CRA probably of all time, at least my top 5 I've ever interacted with. She's like in her mid 80s, sharp as hell. Can't get anything past her. Can't get anything past this lady. She's amazing. I wish I could interview her. Any advice for people like me looking for a career change, comma DVM? So you're a vet, man. Uh, yes. Okay, so unfortunately, you can't be PI on human studies because that's a requirement to be MD and licensed MD in the state. But you could do CRA, I think, and I think you could eventually do maybe higher up, like clinical ops manager or like regulatory affairs if you go the regulatory route, but you're on the clinical side. I think there's got to be a place for you on the preclinical, like animal study level, where you're like some level of director. But I think you got to hone some of your research, like your actual clinical research experience from like knowing regulatory and knowing the forms and knowing GCP. So I think CRA is the way to go. I also think project manager might be the way to go for you. And then try to get at a sponsor where you can get in on the preclinical side because you can directly leverage your animal clinical experience to animal studies. I mean, it's only natural.
Yeah, when I worked at Lackland, they did have animal studies and they had scientists working on those protocols.
Yep. So that's there you get some practical advice, Sudha. But I definitely recommend try to do the jobs with the more generalist you can be. Similar to the other answer we gave, just for you because you are a doctor. You can go maybe straight to CRA or project manager at least. You'll be taking a pay cut. Vets make a lot. I mean, at least where I'm at, don't get me started on that one. Vets make a lot of money. Danielle Co says age is nothing but a number. That's right, absolutely right. LinkedIn user for folks interested in data management. Visit the Society of Clinical Data Management. Okay. I didn't even know this existed. Did you?
Mm-mm.
The site walks you through eligibility requirements, including people without a degree. All right. Look, I'm writing this down. Thank you, LinkedIn user. Let me know your name because I got to give you a shout out. I'm doing this video next. scdm.org. I'm going to just put myself sharing my screen through one of these courses to walk you through. That's cool because I get asked this question a lot. Okay, that's awesome. Uh, I applied for many positions, but no one responded because they want experience even for entry level positions. So I think what you could do, another thing, I mean, you're definitely overqualified as a DVM for most sites, but you can go try to work at a site and try to be a coordinator if you want to take the pay cut. Like, entry level coordinator are going to make like 40K. If you end up being site director, you can definitely do multiple six figures, but for your purposes, like you just need to get started. You need somebody to hire you. Small is the new big. I wouldn't go to academia. I would go to like a place like Yuma Clinical Trials or small clinics like you've never heard of. Just Google research clinics in your area and go to those places. DVMs have been known to start up niche type CROs. Yep, yep. But not everybody wants to start their own, So I've noticed that doing this Guru Nation stuff, A lot of people don't want to start their own business, and for good reason. I mean, this is stressful sometimes. We talked with Christine on Clubhouse about grinding our teeth. You know, we're teeth grinders, both of us. I did end up getting the mouth guard though, Christine. So
Good.
that's good. Now, do I use it all the time? No, but that's a different story. Okay. Um, that is me, Alicia. Dan again. Alicia, so there's something going on with your firewalls or something, your privacy settings, where it's just blocking. I know big data is trying to get all our info, but just relax your privacy setting a little bit, Alicia. Let us at least see your picture and your name on here. Alicia Foley. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Try to fix that. But thank you, Alicia. Tiffany, you may need someone to look at your resume. Yes.
I
I
think
would say
Tiffany's.
Ashley Margot.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I think she's from Black Women in Clinical Research, and I know they offer that too.
Yes, Black woman. So with Danielle right here, the
Mm-hmm.
great Danielle, celebrity. Like, I mean, she just like you, Christine. Danielle killed it with the branding. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
knows Danielle now, right? Just like everyone knows Christine. Like Christine, they think okay, Clubhouse, and they think Latinos in Research ambassador. For Danielle, Black women in clinical research. Okay. You may need, yes, okay. I took training in research. I heard you need internal references. Um, Not necessarily. You need to talk to more people. Like the
So,
training is talk to Lindsay
yeah,
Summers.
that's what I was gonna say.
Um, the training, look, I can go on I'll get off my soapbox, but there's trainings are different, right? Our CRA and CRC Academy trainings come with real internship, like real studies that we put on your resume for you. You can't replace real experience. So we do that. Just the training by itself, it's okay. It's better than nothing, but it's not gonna guarantee you get a job. Um, and actually nothing guarantees it. Alicia says I can't figure it out. Angelica Perez, can you talk more about Latinos in clinical research? So, as my dog is barking, maybe Christine, because you're a brand ambassador, just explain to Angelica a little bit about LICR.
Hi, yes. So, Latinos in Clinical Research is a group of people, but they're not necessarily all Latinos because everybody is welcome to join. And they host monthly webinars that you can log into through our website. Just go to the calendar on latinosinclinicalresearch.com, and you're welcome to join the one tomorrow. And there's several topics. The last series we did was data management. Tomorrow it's going to be about recruitment. And we're also going to start talking to more schools. So if you know about any schools or colleges that are in your area that are interested in opening interest in their students with clinical research, we want to also connect with them too. The school that we're connecting with currently is Alamo Colleges here in San Antonio. And yeah, anybody can join. You don't even have to be in clinical research if you're interested. Just sign up for the emails and we'll let you know when the webinars are.
Excellent summary. LatinosInClinicalResearch.com. All ethnicities welcome. Angelica, would love to have you there. Subscribe to the email list, LatinosInClinicalResearch.com, and go on the homepage right now because you missed the email blast for this month. But subscribe for next one. Go on a homepage, go on the calendar, click on tomorrow. That's your Zoom link for tomorrow. Absolutely free. Tiffany says, I'm with Clin Essentials. All right, I'm going to have to look it up. Let me write that down. Clin Essentials.
Oh,
Clin.
yes. I think I connected with her recently and I was interested in learning more about it because it says she provides tools for professionals.
We all need tools. Paula, what is the most important advice you would give to a newbie CRA? Greetings from Colombia. Okay, shout out to Monica Quitiva. She's from Colombia as well. And all ethnicities welcome, but you definitely, Paula, should join LatinosInClinicalResearch.com right now. So in a new tab, I know you're watching this on YouTube. In a new tab, well, on your phone is different. So on your phone, hold on till we're done. Go to latinosandclinicalresearch.com and subscribe. If you're on the computer, easy. New tab, boom, open. I use Google Chrome. You click that little plus button, boom, new tab, Latinos Clinical Research, subscribe. All right. Most important advice for a newbie CRA. Christine, you want to go first? I got some advice, but it might be might go off on different tangents with it.
Well, I would say definitely connect with, start some interviews there yourself with the personnel in your company so you can get to know them. And then they will start to tell you what their best practices are and what tools they really enjoy using within your company. And that'll really help you out. I don't really know. What else do you have, Dan?
So again, become a generalist. All right, as much as you can. here's the most important thing. You already are a CRA. That's like 90% of the issue is how do you get to be a CRA? Even Christine, she worked years to get to be a CRA, right? So for you to be a CRA, you're already ahead of the curve. All you got to do now, soak it all in. Learn everything you can. Learn as many therapeutic indications as you can. I know it's like overwhelming to have so many protocols. Most CRAs I know only do one protocol at a time, maybe two, maybe three if they're contract CRAs. It doesn't sound like you're a contract CRA. So one at a time is going to be hard to gain expertise that way. But what you can do, some of these big CROs, they have training platforms. They have like a library of training platforms. So they'll train you on different therapeutic indications. And in your spare time, this is where we separate like the generalist from those who remain specialists. Go get trained. Like if you're doing oncology, go take a training course for free on their CRO website or on the CRA learning portal on something else that you're interested in. Maybe dermatology, maybe ophthalmology. I don't know. Pick something you're interested in and develop your expertise there. And then you could put that on your resume. Not that you actually have clinical research experience on it, but that you've taken the trainings from reputable CRO XYZ on that. That's my advice. But other than that, hone your craft, learn how to do your reports, and don't be afraid if you're not happy with your job, especially in a time like we are right now. Don't be afraid to switch to another company, or maybe talk to your line manager first. Maybe, hey, I've been doing oncology for 2 years. I'd like to do CNS or something like that. And don't be afraid if they give you pushback to go somewhere else, because right now is the best time to do stuff like that, and you probably even get a pay increase. And CROs are scrambling to try to keep their people happy. So gain your experience. That's the most important thing. And then everybody's going to want you. ECRG, my buddy ECRG, who's got another YouTube channel. It's called Elite Clinical Research Group. We just did an interview with him. He sells shirts. He sells shirts about CRA. Back then, they didn't want me. Now, something like he's quoting Paul Wall, and I know the song like when I was younger. I just forgot the lyrics. It's not like Shakespeare or anything, but like the lyrics say, back then you didn't want me. Now that you have, CRA, now that you have experience, everybody wants you. That's the quote I'm using here. I can't remember now. It's gonna be stuck in my head. This quote from Paul Wall, but I'll find it later. Dan, I hopped over to PC. Hopefully you could see me now. No, we can't, LinkedIn user, but I know who you are. I actually wrote your name down. Next to scdm.org, I put Alicia Foley. I also put interview ? Because I would love to interview you on the podcast, just like with Christine right now. So if you're interested, I'll message you. Because I wrote down your name. Yeah, look, I've been in data management CRO since 2009. Happy to steer anyone in the right direction. Connect with me. All right, we're going to do it where everyone's going to see your face and have a links to your LinkedIn underneath. Hopefully we can do the interview. See, I'm selling it. I'm selling it hard. I'm still trying to help out an industry peer for a contract to perm CRAs in Singapore. Let me know if anyone's interested. We got some good traction from Friday's live session. Excellent, excellent. Like Friday was lit, for lack of a better word. Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. Thank you so much. Oh my God, save me a trip to YouTube. Thank you, because I would have got sucked into that rabbit hole with the suggested videos. Thank you so much. And a pharmacist of all people. Thank you. I was pre-pharmacy in college. Maurice Horton, PharmD, PhD. Shout out to you, man. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, spot on advice from MASH. Tiffany says best practices for new CRA. Check out Clin Essentials. I love the shameless plug, Tiffany. You got to get it in there. You got to get it in there. We have free resources like how to prepare for monitoring visit, how to review a protocol, 5 essential work bag essential, how to monitor. Okay, this is awesome. So got to write this down. CRA/resources, Clin Essential. Okay, good, good, good.
And the keyword is free.
Free. Where is this? Okay, free?
She says we have
Yes.
free resources.
We have free resources. Yes, free. You can't beat free. It's 2021. Friday was wicked awesome, as we say here in Boston. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was wicked, in a good way. Anything else? I think I gotta let my dog out. I'm babysitting them myself today.
Nope, I think we did a good job. And tomorrow we'll be on the Latinas in Clinical
That's
Research webinar.
right.
So we hope you all can join us.
Christine, you're
Everybody's
a pro.
welcome.
You always bring it back. Thank you so much. I would have forgot again. LatinasInClinicalResearch.com. Speaking of free, that is free. Okay, LatinasInClinicalResearch.com. Go click the calendar. You'll see it. There's a tab for tomorrow. It's August 17th. Click that. There's a link. Boom. Takes you to Zoom. And we all know Zoom, how that goes these days after the pandemic. Time.
I think it's at 5. Let me
5 Central, 3 Pacific. You're right, Christine. 3 Pacific, 5 Central, 6 Eastern Standard Time. So 3, 5, and 6, depending on where you're at. If you are, I don't know Mountain Time, what it is. Arizona's Mountain Time, but when the time changes, we're not Pacific anymore because they don't do daylight saving time here. It's going to be confusing, but right now it's not confusing. Okay, 3 Pacific, 5 Central, 6 Eastern. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, everybody. We're going to end the live. And if you're listening later, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share. Christine's LinkedIn is below. Go connect with her if you haven't already. What is wrong with you? Go connect with Christine. Don't wait. Don't wait. Go do it. Learn how to do elevator pitch. All right? And go watch that movie too. And we'll talk to you guys all later. Bye-bye, guys.